What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Brochia, AJ, or that boy AJ, or just AJ. Alright, now with today's video for the Brochia clan, I am covering Super Wild Card Weekend with some of my takes, predictions, and a bit of a preview to what I think is going to happen. Make sure to drop a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new to the channel here, but let's get into the video. Alright, so first game I'm covering for the weekend, Bengals versus the Raiders. Rematch from November 21st, where the Bengals got the dub, 32-13. Joe Burrow led his team to a record of 10-7, even though he didn't play in the last game, and I think another game due to injury. Anywho, X factor in this game, I think, is going to be Jamar Chase, man. This guy is almost unstoppable. He has had one of the best rookie receiving years I'd have never saw. Hit that big game against Kansas City with 3 touchdowns, I believe, and it's too hard to defend on that deep ball that Joe Burrow throws to Vegas. It just got to defend the deep ball if they want a chance to win on defense. But Chase ain't the only one Burrow got. I mean, he got a solid run game with Joe Mixon. Very diverse back. He had 1,200 yards this season and 13 tutties, so that's something to prove. And you got T. Higgins alongside and Tyler Boyd. All 3 of those receivers are a threat. Now, Joe Burrow just got to utilize his weapons. Play a smart but dangerous game. I expect a lot from the sophomore quarterback, but yeah, that's my take on the Bengals. Now, you got the Las Vegas Raiders, who I think in this game are the underdogs. Despite winning their final 4 games, had to get blown out by Kansas City, 48-9. The leader of the Raiders has to step up a lot, man. The veteran QB just has to imagine that it's another football game and just pretend that it's not Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. The Raiders have a good pass rush with guys like Max Crosby, Darius Philon. If they can get to Burrow enough and contain all the weapons that Burrow has, they might have a shot. Now, Burrow isn't the only one with weapons. Carr has Zay Jones, Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs, and the always dependable Hunter Renfrow. One of those guys has to step up enough for the QB to put some extra weight on. And ultimately, if that happens, the QB can get his first playoff win. All in all, I have the Bengals taking this one. And Joe Burrow has had a great second year, and I think he done made the jump of going to the next level. You got the talent around him offensively to win games. Defense just got to hold their end of the bargain and pressure Derek Carr. But overall, I'm seeing it being a good game. But the Bengals staying in Cincinnati with a W and moving on to the divisional round. Next game, we got the Patriots versus the Bills. A rubber match between the 2 NFC East powerhouses. 2 of the top defenses in the league going at it one last time. And it won't be anything better than beating your divisional rival and sending them home in the playoffs. Patriots started the season really rough at 2-4, but then something started to click for them on all cylinders, causing them to go on a 7-game win streak. Mac Jones has been playing the best out of all the quarterbacks taken out of his rookie class and might be a lock for Rookie of the Year. But this time around, he got to beat Buffalo in a playoff environment. The defense and run game will have an even heavier load in the playoffs with the rookie QB under center in his first taste of postseason play. The Bills have been on a tear this season. I mean, they've had their fair share of L's and mistakes, especially when they gave up 200 yards on the ground back in early December against the Patriots. But they're the AFC East champs for a reason. They're a team that has been facing adversity since that game and have won their final 4 of 5 games to end the regular season. I believe Josh Allen is ready for a big moment. He's a playmaking quarterback that wants to win, and you can tell every time he steps on the field. That's why the Bills are my pick in this matchup, because I believe they're on a revenge tour in the playoffs to get back to the AFC title game and finally finish the job, but they had to get through New England first to get back to where they want to be. All right, you got Kansas City versus Pittsburgh. Now, this will be a crazy game this weekend as well. You got Big Ben more than likely playing in his final game ever. Thank you, Chargers. You got Big Ben going against the Chiefs. Chiefs put an absolute beat down on the Steelers the last time they played. I mean, they beat the hell out of them. Steelers ended up winning 2 big divisional games to get where they are with the help from the Chargers. Haven't really been up to par with their games this season, but TJ Watt has been tearing it up on defense, and hopefully with the support of their secondary, they can try to stop the air raid attack of the Chiefs. Not saying Kansas City is the best offensively, because anyone can be stopped any given Sunday. Steelers just got to watch that tape and see how the Chiefs were contained when they were going through their little skid early in the season. Now, with the Chiefs side of this, I thought it was over for them when they started off 3-4. Everyone was writing them off, including myself, top analyst Stephen A. Smith, and all those other guys. Probably the whole NFL as well. But then they went on that big win streak. They went out to win the AFC West. Mahomes got his team together and settled down on the interceptions. Chiefs played better than what they had when they were below 500. I'm not expecting a blowout, but I'm thinking Kansas City will be back to where they were in playoff form for the last 2 years. Sorry to write you off, Big Ben, but you had a good run. But I think Mahomes and the crew are going to put on a show to send you away, man. Now we have the Dallas Cowboys versus the San Francisco 49ers. America's team versus the literal San Fran 49ers team. Now, with the 49ers, it's been a crazy story throughout the regular season. The Niners were literally up and down. One week, they looked like a playoff team, and then another week, they looked like a team that was tanking for a high draft pick. The Niners have a solid team all around, though. That defense played well in the game to send them to the playoffs when they came back from 17 down versus the Rams last weekend. A good run game, too, as what carried them to the Super Bowl when they beat the Packers back in early 2020 in the NFC Championship game. Deebo Samuel, the Swiss Army knife for the 49ers, will definitely be an X factor this game. Other guys like George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, and that defense has to step up too, man. But Jimmy G has to be QB1 and not a guy that's playing with his career at stake in this one. Literally, Trey Lance might be taking his job if he screws up this game. Now, time to get to the team that everyone knows, the Cowboys. They will be in a fight with probably nothing but haymakers being thrown. I'm talking about lefts, rights, uppercuts, and all that. Dak Prescott has played good all season. 37 touchdowns and 10 interceptions to show for it. And is more than likely going to be the comeback player of the year. As one of my best friends says, and fellow Brochia member says, Dallas has got to open up that playbook. Over 4 games, Dak has been looking like an MVP. 13 tutties, no picks. That's red hot. I'm talking about hotter than tamales. Aside from opening up the playbook in the passing game, Dallas has to run the ball down the throat of the 49ers. And in order to win a football game in a playoff, you have to run the ball. That's probably the best way of protecting the ball. Zeke has to be there. He has to show up. He can't be late for the school bus. Tony Pollard has to be there for the team as well when it matters the most. But let's talk about the Cowboys defense. They have got to put pressure on Jimmy G. You do that, he's going to fold. Not give too many big plays away that will blow the game. Like Trayvon Diggs being beat on the deep ball. Try to contain all the playmakers that the Niners have, specifically Deebo Samuel. And their hopes of bringing a Super Bowl home in 26 years will be there. But all in all, my pick in this game, folks, is America's team. I'm going to say the Cowboys are going to get this one, but it's going to be a good game and going to come down to what team has the biggest plays and who can eliminate key playmakers and not make the most mistakes. We've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Well, the game's going to be in Tampa, but you get it. In my opinion, this is going to be one of the toughest, if not the toughest game for Jalen Hurts and the young Eagles. Philly wasn't too good against teams with a winning record this season, coming in at a whopping 0-7 against teams with a winning record. But definitely a tough task ahead for Philly with his young team. A lot of heartbreaking losses for them this season as well. Some of those games were out of control, but Philly has a good running game, and their QB is leading the charge with rushing yards and, I believe, rushing touchdowns. If I'm Philly, I'm going to have a good run game to start the game and open it up with some play action, deep shots down the field. You got nothing to lose. 3 first-round picks after the playoffs. Just go out there and try to make the most of it with this young team to be arguably the best quarterback of all time in Tom Brady. I'm Tom Brady, chasing ring number 8 in this one, but nobody ever said it was going to be easy. Let's not forget that a couple years ago when Brady was a Patriot, he lost in the Super Bowl to Philly. Brady's had an MVP caliber season. If not, he is the MVP. Even though he's short-staffed on weapons this playoffs, and like last season, guys he had like Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, aren't there for him this year. So his 2 favorite targets now are Mike Evans and Gronk. They are going to have a heavy load to carry this playoffs and will probably be getting a lot of targets because Brady trusts them so much. Now this Tampa defense is going to have to shut down that Philly run game and make the second-year starter earn the big plays and points. Confuse Hurts a lot and get back there at him. It's his first playoff start, and he'll be in Tampa for this one, so it'll be a rocky environment. You really can't go wrong with picking a winner in this one, man. Go with the GOAT. Go with Brady. I learned my lesson last year. Do not bet on Tom Brady in the playoffs. I see Tom getting a W in this rematch from Thursday Night Football from early October and continue what he has done in this legendary season that is going from at age 44. Jeez, this guy is old. Now, to conclude this super wild card weekend, we have the Arizona Cardinals visiting the Los Angeles Rams. It's always exciting to watch these two teams play, especially knowing that they come from probably the best division in football. But this game is high stakes, man. All the marbles are on the table. A trip to advance in the playoffs and send your division rival to lay on that couch and watch the rest of the playoffs. Cardinals were red hot to start the season, but as it progressed, it's like the fire department threw water on them to cool them off, losing games to teams like the Panthers, Lions, and Colts. Injuries also plagued them for most of their losses, with key players being gone like D-Hop, J.J. Watt, and Rondale Moore. But this is the biggest test of Kyler Murray's young career. The playoffs, Kyler has to show that he belongs and go the extra mile, and that defense of theirs has to hold up and contain all the stardom that LA has. I see Kyler stepping up in this big game on the road in LA. Even without his number one target, he's going to have a big game. Los Angeles Rams, the biggest super team in sports history, aside from when KD joined the Warriors. But that doesn't matter. Anyone can lose in this football game on any given day. Matt Stafford's fourth career appearance in the playoffs. Stafford is a whopping 0-3, folks. He's 0-3. But this time around, he has more talent other than Megatron. He's got guys like Odell Beckham Jr., the NFL Triple Crown winner Cooper Kupp, Van Jefferson, and many others. Stafford has had a great career so far, but what he lacks the most is a playoff W. He has to win this game to add to his resume and to get closer to winning the Super Bowl. Stafford just has to be patient and let his playmakers make the plays and give them the ball and not force anything, just like he did in that game against the 49ers last weekend. Rams have talent on the opposite side of the ball with defensive guys like Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, Von Miller, and Eric Weddle's coming back. So only way they give up big plays is if they lack of communication or if they poop the bucket. But it's the playoffs. Everything matters. You got to wipe and you can't poop the bucket. I think this is going to be the best game of all weekend. I got the Rams taking this one, though. Sorry, Kyler. But I think Matt Stafford gets his first win. The Rams claim that they are all in. So let's see just how much they are all in after this Monday. Alright, I hope y'all enjoyed the video, man. These are just my personal takes and opinions on what's going to happen this weekend. I'll be back with another video covering divisional weekend. But if you're new here, make sure to drop a sub and smash that like button if you enjoy, and drop a comment to let me know your picks for the weekend as well. Alright, thank y'all for the support, and Brochia AJ out. See y'all in the next one. Peace.